Hello, everyone, and as always, welcome back to Strategy Gaming Dojo, where we're finding and learning and turning the great strategy games today back into our PBEM challenge with the Devious Logic. This is now December 21st, I believe. The winter solstice is upon us as this war has moved into its second week, and this will be the combat resolution phase. We'll get to see everything that happened. I believe it's December 21st and 22nd. Yeah, we'll find out here in a second. I lose track of exactly which day it is. That's because I'm deep in my bunker coming up with strategy. Well, maybe not. Anyway, as usual, we'll go to the combat save here. You can see all my Let's Play saves. Just I save after every damn island in this game. You don't want to give up all that hard work, believe me. Anyway, let's go ahead and hit the combat save. Now, what are we looking at this time? Well, Lodric has already pretty much taken all of northern Borneo. He's landed in Malaysia and he's pushed to the doorstep of Singapore. He has undertaken a massive bombing campaign in China, and we're still trying to get our Chinese forces all lined up, and there are a lot of them. And while they're on the move, they're, decidedly open to taking a lot of casualties from bombing. Once we get them set up, they're in fort levels, it's a little less, but we got to get them where we want them first because you're all spread out in China to begin with. So anyway, I'll be looking at that stuff. He also has subs that have parked in some of our real big shipping locations. Rangoon, he had a sub there. The subs in and around Oosthaven and Batavia have been especially deadly. He's also got his main task force right off Port Moresby, and we'll see what else he can take out with the Keto Butai. So that was a big episode. Let's see what happens. Let's see if there's been as much action this time as there has been in previous turns, which I have to say is the most action I've ever seen. And I've been playing this game for a long time, but it has been, fast and furious. Anyway, let's go. Combat save it. All right, let's put in my old college password, and off we go. Now we can also figure out exactly what the date is. I think it's December. Yes, it is December 21st, 1941. I shouldn't have doubted myself. I'll tell my therapist about it. Turn cycle one of two. We're playing 2-day turns, which was a little bit different. I actually kind of like it, but I probably would change a couple of things, but we've talked about that before. But it makes the game clip along, I think, at a very nice pace. 3-day turns, I believe, are just a little too long in a game like with this amount of micromanagement that you need to do in a game like this. 3 days, you could be like, oh, wait a minute, his task force could go from the southern tip of the home islands almost to, past the Philippines. That's a lot of ground. Well, I say ground. It's a lot of water to cross. Okay, he has trapped a little something something out here. He's got a task force. Now, this is right off Johnston Island. And I've already watched this because I've already put in most of my orders for next turn. I just don't know exactly what he's doing out here. He's got a light cruiser. We have got a lot of firepower at Pearl Harbor. Now, this is a 1-point cargo ship. Of course, I don't want to lose it. But you're going to lose a bunch of these over the course of the game, and we lose one here, the Hirondelle. Now, it did come up in the comments. Gosh, it seems like you've lost a lot of stuff. Well, we have lost a lot of stuff. Although, hell, I don't know. If you look back on what we've received, we've probably received as many cargo ships, just in the natural order of your reinforcements as we've lost. That's no joke. So I looked up just historically in World War II because I was curious. I thought, how does this compare historically? The U.S., from all of the different resources I read, lost approximately about 330 cargo ships during the Pacific War. Um, They lost almost 100 destroyers, if you can believe that. Now, we've lost a few destroyers, nowhere near 100. The U.S. lost almost 100 ships in and around the Philippines just by itself. So ultimately, there was a lot lost historically. Is it more? Is it less? I don't know. I think we're doing fine. Now, there, he's hit some stuff. But nothing that's going to tilt this war one way or the other. Again, some of those armed merchant cruisers, we lose a lot of points, but hell, I don't know, they don't do a whole lot. So we haven't lost a carrier, we haven't lost any battleships other than at Pearl Harbor, of course. We haven't lost cruisers, we have lost very few destroyers. We haven't lost any transports with planes on them, which are very important. Okay, so we've located a Japanese sub out here south of Pearl Harbor. Let's see what happens. I don't know who attacked who. He attacked us, actually, and we had an AVD, which is a destroyer tender, the Ballard. We had a destroyer, the Lamston, and we had the Turkey. Gobble gobble out here, AM Turkey. He survived Thanksgiving, it seems. He launched 4 torpedoes at the Ballard. Well, the Ballard's a very fast ship. It's going to be hard for a torpedo to get a nice shot on the Ballard. So if he's going to waste torpedoes, that's where we want him to do it. We have a DMS here. This is a destroyer minesweeper. Again, a very fast ship. Now, I don't know, again, who found who. This is northeast of Pearl Harbor. This was an ASW attack. This was attacking him. And you start to see our new tactics out here when it comes to shipping. I'm tired of losing any shipping. Now, I've just made my excuses about how, oh, we haven't lost that much. I'm tired of losing any of it. And so we're sending destroyer minesweepers, destroyers, destroyer tenders, destroyer escorts, anything that's got ASW ability with cargo ships. Now, usually I'm not doing it with just one, but these guys came out to meet him from Pearl Harbor, and we did get an ASW attack in. Now, he launched a couple of torpedoes at us. They did not hit. We weren't able to even get depth charges in on him. So, okay, but at least we're putting him on notice that it's just not a turkey shoot. Ha ha, pun intended. It's not a turkey shoot out here in the Pacific. We're going to be sending destroyers with everything that moves now. We've got a lot of crappy destroyers that have a little bit of ASW that can go with every task force. And when I set up this time, when I make that episode, we'll go around and look at a lot of those task forces and how I have them set up now. I usually put 4 or 5 either tankers or cargo ships together with at least 2 destroyers and a destroyer minesweeper. Okay, now you can see we were reacting at the north part of Australia there. He has put down a big task force at Koapang here, which that's very aggressive by him. And so we're having to react to that. So we've got certain task forces that were going into Darwin. They're trying to get the hell out of there. And some of the things trying to go into Moresby are now pulling back to Darwin. So, we've got a lot of pulling back going on. He's got that big task force out here somewhere. When I say the big task force, it's part of the Keto Butai. I'm not sure if it's the whole damn thing, but that is his main carrier task force. He probably split it in two, if I'm guessing. That's how most people do it. We can't really challenge either half of it this early on, so he may as well. But it could be the whole thing. Hell, I don't know. It's had time to get back to the home islands, refuel, and head back out. As you can see, these are just a bunch of sightings. We're sighting ships, planes, trains, and automobiles. Okay, let's just get through some of this and let's get on to the bombing campaign in China, which you knew was coming. So he's coming in on Changsha. Now, I did put some Chinese fighters in Changsha. He's very smartly sweeping first. What is sweeping? Well, fighters can do 2 things. They can either escort or they can sweep. Well, he's sweeping, meaning he's coming in over Changsha with just fighters to try to get our cap up so that he can blow them out of the sky before his bombers come in. Now, you can just send these with the bombers and have them escort them, but they're a little more shackled that way, right? I mean, they've got to kind of protect the bombers. When they come in just as straight fighters, they can do a lot more damage. Now, you see here, we did destroy a Zero. Huzzah! We got one! He destroyed three I-15s, probably the shittiest plane in World War II or close to it. But the Hawk 75 gives it a run for its money. We lost four planes there. He lost one. That's probably actually pretty good. I think the Zeros probably had a kill ratio in China of probably 10 or 12 to 1. So 4 to 1's not the worst. Now he's bombing out here with Betties. This is a group that we're trying to get all together out here in China so we can push and bull our way back here across the river. Looks like he didn't get any hits here. He came in at 11,000 feet, but there were severe storms. So he's actually bombing at a fairly high altitude there at 11,000 feet. Severe storms, he doesn't get anything accomplished there. All right, into Changsha again, another sweep, three zeros, one I-15, and doesn't look like we did any damage to him there. He did some damage to us. We had an I-15 destroyed. Oh well. I mean, I didn't put them down there thinking they were going to stop the Japanese Air Force. So, they're just kind of to get up there and try to get in the way a little bit if they can. He's doing so much bombing here. I'm just trying to get some fighters up in the air. Now we could move part of the Flying Tigers over here, and that makes it a little more of a fair fight. But I'm not doing it yet. 14 casualties reported for that bombing there. And now we've got, there they are, our I-15s. Now these are out of Loyang. I put some into Loyang. These were all bombers, so it's possible we got some joy there. We did damage three Sonyas, and we did not take any losses. That's what I like to see. And again, he's just bombing. Anns and Sally's out here bombing away. 67 casualties. Again, we're moving, we're marching, and so we're more open to bombing. Now, this is in Kukong, where we're actually, no, it's just to the east of Kukong. This is Chansen. We're actually fortified in there, but he's still got 53 casualties on us. Bunker busters he's sending in there. Okay, these are the guys on the move. They're trying to get out of here. They're essentially trapped. They can't get to Kuala Lumpur as it currently stands. He tried to bomb them. We took six casualties, but two of his planes got damaged. I'll take that. We do have some AA, marching along with those guys, so it's possible they're going to get a few pot shots in with the AA. One Sally damage, seven casualties reported here. We've had a little better run of getting a few, damaged planes out of it here, a few destroyed planes here and there. We'll see if that continues. No losses on either side here. Again, he came in at 14,000 feet. It was partially cloudy, and he just missed. I guess is the best way to put it. Now he's bombing these guys trying to get up to Mole Mine. This is a force that it was stuck down here at the start of the war. You try to march them north. You hope that they get there. Now, he has not cut across the peninsula here to try to cut them off. So they will get to Mole Mine eventually. Who knows what shape they're going to be in. They're moving up a main road there. He's coming back in on them. Again, no losses on either side there. Marching in, or marching, bombing near Shenyang. We're trying to cross the river here. We've actually got a big force, and we're trying to link up with that force and get these guys. They're sort of trapped here, south of the river. They're trying to get north of it. We took 27 casualties on that bombing run. This is northeast of Canton. We've got an army moving up to Kukong to try to, set up in that base. Nothing happened there. Okay, he's going to try to bomb those guys again. We took six casualties this time. So you can see this casualties have lessened a bit. We've got fewer things on the move. A lot of things are getting to where we want them now, and he's just generally speaking going to get fewer casualties. 28 casualties there. One Sally was damaged. And then he's got 20 more Anns coming in on that group. 12 casualties there. Now we certainly will take that. Him going out on bombing runs, getting 7 casualties, 12 casualties, 14 casualties. Those are the kinds of things you just can't avoid. You're going to take some. 18 casualties. These guys are trying to move down the road. They're actually isolated. They're probably going to eventually surrender, but we'll try to tie them up for a little while. 25 Sallies were in on that. This is up by Pao Tao, which he's just beating the hell out of. 6 casualties. Okay. A little further south from Pao Tao. Those guys are on the move. 6 casualties. So this is truly paper cuts out here. I say that I should knock on wood. We get no casualties there for that bombing run, and then yet another one. 12 casualties. Okay. Again, hopefully, turn after turn, we'll see this lessen and lessen the amount of casualties to the point where it maybe doesn't. Oh, okay, here's the Keto Butai. He is now moving down into the Townsville area. Very aggressive. It's too bad. This is the AK Iron Crown. The Iron Crown was trying to get up to Port Moresby, but couldn't get anything done. You can see he's got, carriers here, obviously, and a big force here. I can't. We don't know. I don't believe that's carriers. But the Iron Crown goes down. I think the Iron Crown is a 6 or 8 point ship. Now he's going to hit other task forces out here. You wouldn't expect the carriers to be down here so early. I certainly didn't. And now this is the Iron Prince, the sister of the Iron Crown. Iron Prince goes down, so that's 2 cargo ships that's taken out. Now I can tell you, I have everything on full speed heading south, trying to get to Sydney. We'll see what else he can wreck. I can tell you, it's not too much more. A lot of this is going to get out, but we did lose 2 cargo ships there. Um, I don't know what his ultimate plan is here. I don't know if he's just going to, parade along the coast here, potentially. Um, We've got a few small cargo ships that are still down there. I think we lose 1 or 2. I just can't remember. Okay, he's bombing in from Kuantan and also across here, across to the Malaysian Peninsula. We took 35 casualties there, and now he's bombing this group that's trying to get down to Pontianak. That is all the base forces and all the guys that were up here. They're trying to get down here in the swamp now, but he's going to bomb the hell out of them. 6 casualties there. Now he's bombing into Manila. I can tell you we don't have a whole lot of cap left at Manila. Now our flak, we've got a lot of flak at Manila and Clark Field. We damaged 4 planes there, took 11 casualties. Eventually that runway will be unusable, but as I said, you can see we don't even have any planes there left. Most of them I've flown out. The Nels are in here again. Northern Borneo. He's just got some cleanup to do here. Brunei. He's already taken Jesselton. We get 6 casualties there. Again, those are our base forces that got kicked out of their base, trying to make it to another base. The Nell, 1 damaged. We took a few casualties, I think. I don't know. I went through that too fast. Um, All right. He's got some Idas coming in here again, just south of Pao Tao. He's really hitting those guys a lot. 7 casualties, 14 casualties. Okay, here's the Keto Butai. I believe this is a 1 point AKL, if I remember correctly. I hope it is. Yeah, it's the Burwa. That's going to go down. Well, there were 2 of them. 2 of them. These are both 1 point ships, the Kulana and the Burwa. They were doing, I had actually set them up as continuous supply out to Moresby, and now he's going to try to hit something else. You can see it's Zeros and Kates coming in here, about an equal number of both. This is the Boonberry. It's a minesweeper. I think it's 2 point ship, and we lose that as well. Yeah, I mean, he's just clearing out a path here. It's like the Death Star coming through. Boing, boing, boing. AKL, the Yara, that's a 1 point cargo ship. That is sunk. So again, I mean, the numbers are, seem big. We've lost 5 or 6 ships down there. I think that they add up to like 9. Well, that's not true. The Iron Crown and Iron Prince, I think, are both either 4 or 6 point ships. I can't remember. So I think it all adds up to a little over 15 points. Nels in on the bombing there, and that's the end of that phase. We'll get to the ground attack phase, I think, coming up for December 21st. The Burwah goes down, unfortunately. The Kulana goes down. We've lost some captains, good men out there. That was harrowing duty trying to get up into Port Moresby at this point in the war with the main Japanese task force right off the coast. All right, the Sea Raven, the SS Sea Raven, trying to make it. That's a submarine. It's trying to make it back to Pearl Harbor. Its flotation is. They're trying to repair it. Gosh, talk about scary. You're in a submarine out in the middle of the Pacific trying to repair the flotation. That's not really where you want to be, but they're trying. We'll go look at the Sea Raven when I do the setup episode and just see where it is. All right, so he's moving this way. He knocked us back to Kukong. He had a huge advantage there. He's got about 27,000 troops out here, 157 casualties for the Japanese. We took 1241. All right, he's going to try to hit Georgetown here and take it. The only thing left there is the fortress, and he will take Georgetown. The Penang fortress surrenders. Doo, 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 doo. He took 38 casualties. We took 498. Essentially, they just surrendered. Okay. Now he's pushing down the center of Malaysia. Assault odds were only 1-1 here. That's because part of his force has gotten out in front of the other part, and so he's attacking us, kind of with, just a splinter group of his main force that'll be coming down here. He took 13 casualties. We took 24. We'll take that. I mean, that's a lot better than where we've been. Okay, now we're going to expand our fortifications at different places, and we'll get on to December 22nd. I can tell you that features a lot of bombing in China. Okay, we got some arrivals here, including a couple of plane transports, which are very important. When we do the setup, we'll talk more about plane transport because I think one thing that people that play the Allies don't do as good a job of as maybe they should is you've got to get as many planes, whether you have to buy them out or what, out here over to Australia because as you can see, he's got his that main Japanese task force just coming down the coast of Australia, and there's nothing we can do about it. The Australians just don't have any planes at the start, not really, and the ones that they have are up in Singapore, Batavia, they're up north, and so you've got to get American planes over into Australia as soon as you can. Um, because they've just got to have some protection because otherwise you just can't have ships in any port in Australia because he can just run up and down that coast nonstop. So you've got to get those out. Now, what are we getting? These are big cargo ships that were really made to have planes on them. So the planes do not have to disassemble. They are ready to go the minute you drop them off with those special plane carriers. Okay, we've got a 1 point ship here. Where is this? It's right off Port Blair. So he has put a submarine into Port Blair, a little AKL, which is the only thing I'm sending out here now. That's a 1 point ship, and it's got heavy damage. It will sink, I believe. All right, we're merging. I've got a lot of submarines coming out by Johnston Island. SS I-174, he shot torpedoes at a destroyer again. Ooh, nice. We got a hit in. So we've got 3 destroyers out here. And we did an ASW attack. So, at the start of the game, the US ASW ability is crap. Now, we just got some new destroyers that we're sending up to go with the Yorktown up in San Diego. But we can't use them for ASW really because they need to be with the carriers. So we've got to use what we've got. I've got a wolf pack of destroyers here, 3 of them, the Smith, the Flusser, the Preston. They have found this sub out here finally, and they finally got a depth charge hit on it. Excellent, excellent. Because I mean, we don't know how much damage that caused. Maybe it was very little, but he'll almost certainly have to go back to the home islands and repair that. And we've got a lot of things out here in the Pacific trying to get into the South Pacific, Australia, etc. Okay, he hits this same ship over here at Port Blair. Again, it's a 1 point ship. If that's all we lose in the night phase, that I'll consider that a success. We're really lessening the losses as compared to those first frantic 10 days or so. We're doing much, much better. And again, I've changed my tactics. We'll talk about it in the setup that I'll post, probably tomorrow. Divide and conquer. All right. Coast Watcher search. Tell us what's out there, guys. Okay, this is our submarine, the spearfish. Now, the one problem is the spearfish is damaged. So really, I don't even want it to run into anything. Now, I guess it'd be nice. Now, that's probably a 1 point cargo ship for him. So we wasted a couple of torpedoes. They're probably Mark 14s. Good riddance. Okay, we've got a little task force here. As you can see, he's right off the coast of Surabaya, or close to it. This is a 1 point cargo ship, I think. It's an AKL, is that right? No, it's a local minesweeper. Well, you got a lot of little local Dutch minesweepers, and they are just going to get ravaged. Now, he's got 2 battleships, 4 destroyers. Let's keep that in mind. He's right off of Surabaya, kind of through that strait there. This is also out at Port Blair. It's another 1 point cargo ship, and we've lost another one of these, the Memphis City. Again, we don't want to be losing any ships, but you've got to try to get cargo into some of these places. I'm doing it with 1 point ships. When I send out 1 point ships, usually I don't do them escorted unless we're really trying to do an ASW trap, as I'll call it, where you're really trying to invite the subs there because you want to try to knock them out. All right, he's bombing Singapore from over here, so he's moved planes over here. Either that or it's another carrier task force. But he is now bombing Singapore. We did get some cap up because we've got a lot of cap at Singapore. Unfortunately, we had 3 Buffaloes destroyed and a Blenheim destroyed, and he took no losses. Well, shit. That's not good. We'd like the Buffaloes to at least get it down to 3-1 or 2-1 on the losses. Now he's bombing Changsha. Well, he's not. He's actually sweeping Changsha. Changsha. Changsha with the zeros. We got some I-15s up, some Hawks up, or a Hawk up. We had one I-15 destroyed. He's hitting Singapore again. This must be a carrier task force. I doubt he has landed stuff up here in northern Borneo yet. No Japanese losses, nothing really happened. We didn't even put up cap for that, so he just did a sweep. He's doing a sweep over Changsha again. Again, we don't cap up on that. Now he's going to bomb, and we do have our I-16s. Whoa, we made an advancement to the I-16 out here from Loyang. He's got these are all bombers, so we maybe damaged a few or something. Let's hope. Now on their way away, he's trying to hit them again. Yeah, look at that. Way to go, I-16. 1 damaged Mary, 1 destroyed Sonia, and 3 damaged Sonia. So that was great. That's what I want to see. Now these guys are trying to get up here into Changsha. They're taking casualties all the way along here as they try to get up to that main road to go to Changsha. They're on the move, so he's bombing the hell out of them. All right, going to bomb these troops. Now they're in a base and not moving, and we still took a massive amount of casualties. 135. Goodness gracious. From 20 lilies. Looks like he's. Oh, I thought he was going to hit that again. No, now he's hitting these guys moving south down the Malaysian Peninsula. He took 2 damaged bombers. We took 7 casualties. We'll take that trade off. Now he's going to hit these guys as usual. 7 casualties, 1 damaged plane. We'll take that trade off. He's going to try to hit these guys again. 7 casualties, no Japanese planes lost or damaged. Now he's bombing here south of Mole Mine. So it's kind of the same places as before. 7 casualties reported there. This group is also, this is that group trying to get across the river that we just talked about yesterday. 15 casualties reported. Same group trying to get up to Changsha. Now he's bombing into Kukong. So only 7 casualties there. That's a lot better than the 132. Now he's bombing into there again. Let's see what we get. 23 casualties. He's not losing many planes up in China. Now, we don't have a lot of AA. The Chinese just didn't have much at the start of the war, certainly. 14 casualties reported on this group. Now he's going to bomb up by Pao Tao. 43 casualties. This is that poor force that got knocked out of a Lore Star. They really are just going to surrender at some point. Did damage a plane. We took 45 casualties. He's going to hit him. Nope, it didn't hit him again. He's going to hit this group that's southwest of Pao Tao. 42 casualties. He's going to hit this group trying to get back to Changsha. 7 casualties. And it all adds up. This group again, 8 casualties. So they've taken like 50 casualties in 2 bombing runs. I mean, just an incredible bombing campaign in China. Good job, Ludric. That's a lot. That's probably how you should do it. Really soften them up. Now, the one caveat to that would be if you start losing a lot of planes as a Japanese player, or more importantly, really pilots are getting killed, you may have to back up. But it doesn't look like he's losing a whole lot of planes there. In China so far, so he may as well. Okay, we saw some ships out off of Singapore there, and I would assume he's bringing his carriers down to support his eventual invasion of Singapore. Bombing, troop bombing out here, 14 casualties. Now this base force, he's going to hit them again. 30 casualties. He's going to hit this Chinese group again. 33 casualties. Bombing into Singapore potentially? No, he didn't do it. This is that base force that's got kicked out of Jesselton. Nothing happened there. This group gonna bomb them. 33 casualties. Again, a lot of this too will knock down their effectiveness. So when he does finally attack with ground troops, they're just they're disrupted, and he can kind of do as he will. All right, we got submarine action here off of Nomaya. It's a 1 point cargo ship. Again, this is one of those places you've got to try to get cargo into, and you're going to lose some 1 point cargo ships, and we certainly are going to there. Heavy damage. He will probably sink. Yep, there it is. The Keeney sinks, so that's another 1 point ship down. Repairing ships in 12-hour pulse. Now we will start sending ASW traps on those well-trod paths out to Nomaya and places like that, and try to get a few more hits on his submarines. Right now, it was the initial just send them out, try to get Nomaya and places like that supplied. But we now kind of know where his subs are, and so we're going to try to hit them with some ASW. 38 casualties reported for the Japanese, 84. Again, this is that group that's trying to get down. He's chasing us, so he's probably not putting as big a hurt on us as he could. Zones of control, supply requirements. I think that's going to do it. We're going to expand the fortifications in Madras and Geraldton and elsewhere across the map. All right, I'm going to go make the episode. I'm enjoying the heck out of this game. I can barely hold myself back from turning turns. So I'm going to go make the video of our next setup, talk about our change in tactics when it comes to cargoes and tankers task forces. We're making them bigger, we're putting them with escort every time, and we're going to try to ravage his sub fleet. So anyway, this has been Strategy Gaming Dojo. I'll talk to you next time. Have a good one.